What's up, guys? I'm Ben.
And I'm Kenny.
And we're ready, set, ink. Today, we went to a Disney Lorcana set championships at World Champion Cards.
This is the spot to be at.
It's the spot to be at. Our good friend Alex runs the shop, and we recommend that if you're in the Bay Area, you check out World Champion Cards. There was 19 players, and I got 19th place.
Good job.
Thank you. What place did you get, Kenny?
I think I came in 14th place.
Kenny got 14th place.
It was tough.
Overall, we didn't do too good, but we sure did make friends along the way.
I made a few friends today.
Shout out to Dad Kana and Matt Needs a Mat, because Matt Needs a Mat hooked me up with these crazy sudden chill cards that we'll talk about a little bit later. But first, we're going to have Kenny tell us what went wrong. How'd your day go? What was your record?
I went 2-3.
You got 2 wins and you still got 14?
Yeah, it was a tough competition today with the best of 3. So
What'd you play?
I played hyper-aggro, Amber Amethyst,
Nice.
and it is my favorite deck to play, and I had a good time doing it.
Show us it.
Yeah. So, of course, you have your Maleficents. I'm running 3 of them. And then along with that, we got 4 daisies here. And I was able to pick up my extra sets from Dad Kana. It was a great time. And then we're running 4 Lilos, just like Maleficent, but Amber. And then along that, we are running 2-drop Wendy, 3 of them, because we're just here to quest and gain lore. Here we got Pascal's. Got the evasive for having a friend along the way. But I didn't play him too much just because he was a little bit slower. So he was great ink. Here we got Diablos here. And this was a good card to put out to draw. It was a great target and helped me speed up my game faster. Here we got the White Rose. I was glad to be able to pick this up before set champs because she was a very good card to have in this deck. And paired well with Merlin, which is gaining lore off of playing them. So we're running 4 White Roses and 4 Merlin Goats. I made this after the Platypus deck build that I made a YouTube video on. And I think he got rid of the piglets, but I still wanted to keep Ursula's Deep Trouble piglet in there. So I kept one of those. And piglet that actually did pretty good for me in my matches. So we got our bodyguards here. Blue is my favorite bodyguard. It definitely was there to gain a lot of lore from being a bodyguard. And another card that is different from Platypus's build is I was still running the Simbas to pair with Lilo. And I think it was a good card in case my opponent already had a character on board for turn 1. And we still ran 4 Donald Ducks and just boosting lore and putting a bodyguard down. It was pretty nice. I was learning today that you do not have to bodyguard every bodyguard that you play. He can just stand and be played normally. And so I probably missed out on a few moves by just exerting them off the play. That's something we'll change in the future. So here we still got our bounce package with Snake. And that's the only mim card that I kept. I didn't have any of the foxes. And then a great card to have here was Gathering Knowledge. And just being able to pull this and win games off of playing it for 2 ink was really nice. We got Friends on the other side. One of the main draw engines in it. And I really tried to save it for singing with my 3-drop bodyguards, but it was hard to keep a bodyguard on table for sometimes. So it was still a good card to have. We threw in locations here. So we ran 3 Queen's Castles. And a lot of people do not like having locations on their board, so they always targeted my castle as fast as they could. We put in 4 Befuddles, and this was a very clutch card. Send back their Calhouns and things like that. So Befuddle was a strong card to send my opponent back a turn and to keep it pushing. And then a funny card to put in was Good Job, that just adds lore for 1 cost, and no one really saw it coming. I didn't even use it. I just inked it all the time. And everyone was just like, that's a good card. So it was very surprising to everyone to see that card in it. And overall, this deck was fun to play. And it took a lot of people off guard. And that's
What did you play with today? I played a Amethyst Ruby deck, even though I probably showing that. But what I want to show you first are these cool pickups. First, we got the Dad Kana sticker. That's right. We said, hey, you got any stickers? And he sure did. And then he also gave us a Moana promo. This is one of the Cinemark promos that you had to go to a movie to see. That one was super cool. And then I also got 2 different language sudden chill cards. I saw this in Matt Needs a Matt binder. I saw the Japanese one. I said, hey, could I have that? He said, yeah, sure, can. And then he flipped to the front page and he was like, yeah, I got a Chinese language one too. And then he gave me that one. So now I have 3 different languages of Sudden Chill, and they feel so much different. And then one thing that I've noticed is if you look here, Kenny, you zoomed in on all of these copyrights for the song are different. They're like all the information is kind of there, but like they're moved around. Like this one doesn't have a date. The Chinese one doesn't have the like copyright date, but these 2 have the dates. I don't know. And then you can tell what language it is because it has the 2-letter codes there. So that was cool.
Got it.
We got the Chinese. That's Japanese. This is Chinese. And then English card right there. So I was stoked on those. And then there was a guy that came into the shop and he had a whole bunch of these Lorcana Japanese booster boxes. And he had an extra one, so I bought it off of him. That was super exciting.
That's sick.
I'm excited I got this for sure.
That's a good pickup for just a local set champs.
I ended up going 0-4. So I lost all of my matches. It was my fault.
That's pretty impressive.
It was pretty impressive. I play a lot of Lorcana, but I haven't lately. And I lost big. Being from Michigan, the competition is different than it is here.
All right, let's get into what you were playing.
This is my deck. I have 4 Magic Brooms. I like this one a lot. I thought about going down to 3 copies to put back in Maui Hero to All because the McDuck Manners is what cost me the game a lot of times. But this really helped me draw cards by moving it to library. So I really like playing the Magic Brooms. A good card. And like, even when you top deck it, like you're kind of glad to have it because it's going to let you draw a card. We got the same thing here with Chernobog's Followers, but not like last time. I went down to 3 copies of it because I took out one of these copies to add a Maui Hero to All into here. I added 4 copies of Maui Hero to All. So I took out a Chernobog, I took out a Snake, and I took out a Flynn, and one other card too, the 3-drop. So I took out those to like drop them down to 3 ofs, and I put in the Maui's to Hero All because that McDuck Manor was so big. I just had to get rid of it. Got to get rid of McDuck Manors. We got 3 Madam M Foxes because we took 1 out to add the Maui Hero to All. So 3 Foxes, not Foxes, that's a Snake. I use this a lot to bounce Magic Broom. Like I'd quest with Broom, play down the Snake, bounce it back, and then I'd have this to let the Flynn Rider do its thing because we went up against 2 red blues, and the red blues wouldn't play any cards until super late in the game. Like they wouldn't play their T-Pos, they play their Sailed Azurite Seas, so they wouldn't have any cards on board, and I'd have a 3 strength character, and then even if they played a T-Po, it'd only have 1 strength, and they can't keep up. Lots of those decks, though, had Grandma Tala, the 3/3 body, so it was kind of cooked either way. And then we also got the Diablos. I put this as a 4 of. I decided that I didn't like the Chernobog the most, which is probably the wrong decision because Chernobog at Castle, you don't have to do a thing to get the card draw. Like you quest Chernobog while it's at library to get 2 cards, where these guys, you have to quest and then play another character. Like it's dependent on another thing. This one you have to challenge into a character and then you don't even get a lore. So I probably would have gotten rid of one of the Diablos instead of the Chernobogs. I think that would have been the better decision. Or the better decision would have been to not play Amethyst Ruby, because I'm definitely not an Amethyst Ruby player. I've learned my lesson after this. I got 4 Goats. Goats is one of the best cards in the game. When you play it, you get a lore, and when it lose play, you gain a lore. And then it also has 4 strength, so it works really well with the Flynn Rider. I hardly know her. This is based off of Ed's Nationals list, except for now we're really deviating from the list, especially because we took out 3 of those and stuff, and now we're getting even crazier because we got 2 genies and 2 rabbits. Like in Ed's list, it was all 4 rabbits, no genies at all. We put back the genies because we were hoping to see some green steals because there's so many red blues doing so good lately, but there was no green steals that I played at all today. So kind of sad that I put the genies. These were targeted by brawls. I played 2 red blues at this event and they were able to brawl my genies. Anyway, we got 4 copies of the Madam M Fox. 2 good, helps with the Flynn Rider and helps to take out the McDuck Manners. The Crab also helps to give strength to the Madam M Fox. It gives you +3 buff and you can put it anywhere. What did I use it for? I used it to take out a McDuck Manor, but I buffed a weird character to do it. I think I buffed Chernobog's followers. That was my hope. Like I had just enough. What is this? 2 and 5 is 7. That wasn't the math. I don't know what I did there. Friends on the other side, I kept as a 4 of, but I ended up inking every time I use it. I never sang this. I hard cast it once, but every other time I had it, I put it in the inkwell. Maybe that's where I went wrong, but I did that because library draws so many cards. If I could just get one of these 1-drops at library, I draw 2 cards, and that's the same thing as seeing friends on the other side. So why would I play this and not gain a lore when I could like put Chernobogs to the library and then quest it and gain a lore that way? It's a better deal. The Sisu went down to a 3 of, just like I was saying, 3 of, 3 of, 3 of, 3 of to put in the Maui Heroes all that we're almost going to talk about. So the Sisu never really did stuff. I did make one terrible misplay when I could have taken out a Jafar Dreadnought with my Sisu, but I miscalculated. They had 3 cards in their hand that would have put me at 4 strength, and then I was like, I can't take out a 4 willpower character with a 4 strength card. That doesn't work. And then I don't know what I was thinking, but that's what I thought. We got 2 Sisus. It's only 2 of them. And again, I could have shifted this on this Sisu, and if I would have done the math, I could have done that and wiped the board and then survived another round, but I didn't do it. The shift is 6, and I just look at this all the time and be like, yeah, I have to pay all 8 for it. I messed up big there too. We got 2 Medusas and 2 Tremaines. I much rather prefer the Tremaine in this meta. The Tremaine makes your opponent choose, but lots of time they'll have an extra character there, but you can deal with that extra character. Like you can use Brawl or whatever to get rid of the extra character, drop down on Tremaine, and then they have to choose the one to get rid of. We got 4 Maui Hero to All. This is such a huge card. So good. This is how you take out McDuck Manors. This one also procs the Fun Rider a lot. Like it has 6 willpower. What's going to be 6 willpower? 7 willpower. And in those red blue decks, they have lots of 7 willpowers. They have Thumbalyphus and Dragons, and they have the Maui Shark. The half shark Maui has 7 attack, and you can't even attack it unless you're evasive. I put back in the Maui's fishhook that Noah Not had like a few iterations ago because I thought it was pretty good, and it can make Maui a 9 to take out the McDuck Manors. I was really trying to get rid of the McDuck Manors, and I got McDuck got. I got McGot. I tried to get rid of McDucks, and I got McGot, right?
That's right.
I have 4 Brawls. I said Brawls for Hiram's a lot. Turns out lots of people are playing the DKP build, the one with only 4 popsicles. Like they only have 4 items and 3 Hirams. So what was the point of getting rid of Hiram if the Hiram was just getting 1 more? It was a red herring, and I fell for it every time. We got 4 Be Prepares. We like having Be Prepares, but we don't like them having in our hand in the beginning mulligan. But that's what we got a lot of times. We top deck some Be Prepared. There was one time when I had a Be Prepared in my hand, and I top deck another Be Prepared, and I only had 6 ink, and that's just how it goes with the Ruby Amethyst, for sure. Our first opponent was Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan played the DKB build, and he beat me because I quested my Madam Mim Fox. If I didn't quest Madam Mim Fox, then he wouldn't have been able to challenge into it with Super Goofy, and Super Goofy gets 2 lore when it challenges it into a character, and I fell for it. I knew better. He even played Super Goof earlier in the match, and I fell for it. Why'd I ever quest that Madam Mim? I'll never know. My second opponent, Kenny, was Matt Needs a Matt, and Matt Needs a Matt was playing the Jafar build.
Purple Steel?
Purple Steel, Magic Jafar. And he played Whole New World and got 7 more. And then he played Whole New World again and got 14 more in 1 turn. He did it to me.
He memed you.
He memed hard.
That's crazy.
The magic is real.
You can play what you want and win.
You can just play your favorite decks. You can play a hyper-aggro and do better than the sweaty deck that doesn't do too well. I'm retiring this deck.